1. Your knees will drift forward. The amount it will drift forward is determined by your mobility and skeletal structure or body proportions. 2. Your torso should remain as vertical as possible. A slight lean is okay if the bar does not roll off your shoulders as you lean forward. Compared to the barbell back squat, you should hinge less from the hip. 3. Last but not least, maintain a neutral spine and try to keep your chest forward rather than pointing it downwards. The squat is one of the core movements that requires mastery. Learning the goblet squat is a necessary first step, but to build strength in this movement, the various types of barbell squats will assist us in becoming stronger. There isn't one way to perform the barbell squat. Depending upon the load's position, it requires the recruitment of different muscle fibers, movement patterns, and strengths. This is only one of the many variations, but each is as important as the other. The barbell front squat starts with the barbell on your interior side. As a novice, I recommend performing the cross-arm variation. In this tutorial, I will assume you're already familiar with the bar's positioning on your shoulders and where it should be placed according to your body structure. Please reach out if you're having difficulty with this variation. Your inability to hold the bar in this position may be the result of your immobility related to the shoulders, elbows, or wrists. Hold the bar a little wider than shoulder widths apart and walk your neck up to the bar. Your elbows will come under the bar as you do this. Then lift your elbows up by extending your shoulders. Lay the bar on your shoulders where you would normally lay it during the barbell cross front squat. Lift the bar in this position with the barbell rested on the shoulders. Your feet width should be similar to the goblet squat. At this point, you should be very familiar with the squat without needing to sit on a bench or support. It's important that we work together to monitor your squat's form. So if you're able to, please send me videos of your squat from the side view. The great thing about the barbell front squat is that if you're performing the exercise incorrectly, the barbell will drop. Because of this, it is crucial we always use safety bars. It is wise to use a safety bar on all exercises, and I recommend it, but it is critical here. As for performing the squat itself, it is not important yet for us to squat to parallel. During this squat variation, we are looking to get the femur from anywhere between 45 degrees to 90 degrees. But we are not looking to squat ass to grass, where your hips travel below your knees. You may see me performing this variation in this tutorial, but do not feel like you need to do it immediately. Once we have mastered the barbell front squat, we will gradually increase depth. What's most important is the mastery of this movement and performing it comfortably. Weight progression on this exercise may be slow. If the initial week we are performing the squat where we might get the femur to 45 degrees, the week after I may recommend you keep the weight, but sink a little lower, all while monitoring your form. Remember, as always, tempo is important. For the most basic unlabeled variation, mastering the exercise and developing control is key. In this variation, use the tempo of 2 seconds eccentric, pause at the bottom for a second, then 2 seconds concentric. Become familiar and comfortable with each position. So to recap, 1. Your knees will drift forward. The amount it will drift forward is determined by your mobility and skeletal structure or body proportions. 2. Your torso should remain as vertical as possible. A slight lean is okay if the bar does not roll off your shoulders as you lean forward. Compared to the barbell back squat, you should hinge less from the hip. 3. Last but not least, maintain a neutral spine and try to keep your chest forward rather than pointing it downwards.